babes, welcome to my first video, type of reaction video on the channel. I'm so excited to start doing reaction videos on this channel. I haven't done them before, and trust me, you guys love them. You will love them so much. If you want to request a video for me to react to, comment it down below, and I might, give it a little watch. Today we are reacting to CAITLYN Jenner breaks her silence on Kris Jenner trying to destroy her. Or, we gotta smash a like and comment. Good video, bestie. So this is what you're gonna comment for me. So if you see this, comment good video, bestie. I'll link it in the description. So guys, let's give this a little watch and like this video. Comment good video, bestie on this video. And if you see this video, comment down below videos for me to react to. I would greatly appreciate them. So let's get started on this video.
And you never really heard my side of the story.
That's fucking true, guys. That's true. You never heard my side of the story.
You never heard my opinion at all.
That's so true again, guys. I'm sorry that I paused it a lot, but I'm talking the truth in this interview.
On that show, it was all everybody else's opinion.
Super true, guys. I'm so sorry I keep pausing, but I have to keep pointing out that this is all true.
Get my mouth shut and stay in the back.
Are CAITLYN Jenner and her ex-wife Kris still feuding?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Unlike Kris and her daughters, who are a constant presence in the tabloids, CAITLYN fell off the media radar for...
True. I'm one of those person who like my private life. I don't really like it to be in public. But, when I do step out in public and have, a little bit of a chat to them, it's not really that bad, but I just do prefer my private life and, my personal stuff, I just like my privacy.
a while. However, she's back now, and she's got something to say about Kris and the rest of the Jenner clan.
Yep, I got a lot to say about them, but I'll keep that in an upcoming video. You never know what I'm going to be posting, guys.
Kris and CAITLYN announced their separation 8 years ago, on October 8th, 2013.
We did, and what's the date today? It's the 3rd of December. So we announced that, pretty sure 8 years ago, actually. Yeah, we did.
They issued a joint statement to Entertainment Tonight, which read, "We are living separately, and we are much happier this way."
I was so happy that way, because Kris is a fucking bitch. So sorry for my language, guys, but it had to be stated. She is one of the most annoying people that I had to live with. It was my two ex-wives were really nice to me, but Kris, was forcing me around, and I really hated doing the Kardashian show.
But we will always have much love and respect for each other.
Well, I do have a lot of love and respect for Kris because, what I've just said about her, it's not really that nice, but, I do still love her and respect her and her ways because she is a momager, and, being a momager can be very tough on her, so, I still respect her for doing that.
Even though we are separated, we will always remain best friends.
And that is a kind of a true and false statement, but, we'll keep watching.
Yeah, that didn't age well, because not only are Kris and CAITLYN no longer best friends, they're hardly talking to each other these days.
Yep, that's true. Kris, if you see this video, hit me up. I want to have a little chat. It's going to be nice.
And while a lot of fans thought Kris and CAITLYN's marriage was smooth sailing up until the moment CAITLYN came out as a trans woman, the real truth is that these two have gone through a lot of ups and downs over the course of their 2-decade-long relationship.
Yep.
After Kris's first husband, Robert Kardashian, found out Kris was having an affair with a 23-year-old soccer player, Todd Waterman, he divorced her and cut off all of her credit cards, leaving her with no money. But Kris wasted no time, and as soon as her divorce was announced, her friends set her up on a blind date with CAITLYN, who was then known as Bruce Jenner, the retired Olympic gold medalist.
Yep. I think I only did one Olympics, I'm pretty sure. Not sure.
After just 5 months of dating, Kris and CAITLYN tied the knot, bringing together their two families. Both of them had 4 children of their own, Kris from her marriage with Robert Kardashian, and CAITLYN from her previous 2 marriages with...
Yeah, I had a few kids from my previous marriage. I love them, I still love them, but some of them are not really in that contact anymore.
Christy Scott and Linda Thompson. And of course, Kris and CAITLYN went on to have 2 more children together, daughters Kendall and Kylie.
I love my 2 youngest so much. I love them so much.
Initially, Kris and CAITLYN made their money by traveling all over the country, with CAITLYN giving motivational speeches and Kris acting as her manager.
That's
But
better.
then somebody suggested to Kris that her family should try out for a reality show, and she hasn't looked back since. Keeping Up with the Kardashians premiered on October 14th, 2007 to
Oh, not this show.
instant popularity and went on to become one of the longest-running reality TV shows in U.S. history. For years,
Even though I'm not really proud of that show, you know, I'm still very cool. It's still cool that that show went on for like 20 plus years.
fans watched Kris and CAITLYN handle the good and the bad of marriage life. And though there were occasional on-screen fights, it was nothing compared to what was going on behind the scenes.
Yep.
And then CAITLYN dropped the bombshell. On April 24th, 2015, CAITLYN came out as a trans woman
Love that
in
picture.
an exclusive interview with Diane Sawyer and revealed she struggled with gender dysphoria from a young age.
Yep.
Yes, for all intents and purposes, I am a woman. People look at me differently. They see you as this macho male, but my heart and my soul and everything that I do in life, it is part of me. That female side is part of me. That's who I am.
And from this moment on, the real truth about Kris
I
and
love
CAITLYN's
this
marriage
speech so
slowly
much.
started coming to light. While the media showered CAITLYN with praise, calling her a trans champion, Kris was furious. The awkward first meeting between Kris and CAITLYN was shown on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians,
Keep
and
it
many
up.
fans at the time accused CAITLYN of being mean and arrogant. And honestly, it did seem like Kris was genuinely hurt by CAITLYN's behavior. CAITLYN kept talking over Kris and was dismissive of her feelings. And Kris, on the other hand, claimed she had no idea her husband was struggling with gender dysphoria and accused CAITLYN of trashing the family in her June 2015 interview with Vanity Fair. Here's
Guys,
what
my face
CAITLYN
cam.
told Vanity Fair about Kris.
There.
The first 15 years, I felt she needed me more because I was the breadwinner. Then really around the show, when that hit and she was running this whole show and getting credit for it, and she had her own money, she didn't need me as much from that standpoint. The relationship was different. CAITLYN also went on to say that everyone who watched the show could tell she was being mistreated because
Yep.
Kris controlled the money.
Yep.
However, Kris
So fucking true, guys.
she was struggling with her gender identity and not because somebody was mistreating her. Bruce was married to me and he wasn't who he wanted to be, so he was miserable, Kris said, adding, all I was doing was working very hard for my family so that we could all have a wonderful future, and he was pissed off. Kris also claimed CAITLYN never bothered to explain her gender dysphoria to her until after the divorce, and she called it the most passive-aggressive thing she had ever experienced. So what happened after that awkward first encounter? Well, despite both initially claiming there was no bad blood between them, Kris and CAITLYN don't seem to be on very good terms anymore. CAITLYN told Piers Morgan, I don't talk about that side of the family. I spent 23 years of my life with those kids. It's difficult to talk about it. Terribly, terribly sad. I've lost all relationships with them, yes. I don't talk to any of them anymore. Fast forward.
That's sad. I miss them. I love them.
Grudge against Kris. CAITLYN recently participated in the Australian reality show Big Brother VIP, and in a deleted scene from the show,
I wish I would have done so much better on that show. It was so fun. So fun.
she revealed she once considered asking Kris and her daughters to stop going on the Ellen show. I thought maybe I should call Kris and say, Kris, why don't you just ban any of the kids being on Ellen? But I didn't, CAITLYN said. I thought, I don't want to get involved in that. Let them do their thing.
If you guys want subtitles, here you go. There we go. Let's just get going.
CAITLYN explained that her issues with Ellen first started when Ellen asked about her views on gay marriage.
A lot of Republicans, I don't want to say everyone, would vote against all the issues that, you know, that you as a woman and you as a trans person would want someone to support.
I agree with that in some cases.
Same-sex marriage.
Sorry for the random pause, guys. Just had to do
CAITLYN
something.
then told her Big Brother housemates that she only agreed to go on Ellen's talk show to help raise funds for a trans student who was a fan of Ellen's.
Yep.
Ellen says to me, the only way I'll do this is if you're on the show too, CAITLYN said, adding that Ellen suddenly brought up the topic of gay marriage during a commercial break. CAITLYN said that she fumbled her answer because she simply didn't know the subject at the time, and added, looking back on it, I could have handled a couple of things a bit differently.
Yep.
According to CAITLYN, Ellen never apologized to her, and instead, she just kept inviting other Jenner family members on her show because, as CAITLYN put it, my family gives her good ratings. But the
Yep.
whole Ellen situation isn't the only reason CAITLYN and Kris's relationship is still rocky.
It's
In
so
another
true,
clip from Big
guys.
Brother VIP, CAITLYN said, from my standpoint, our relationship is not as good as it should be. I don't have any hard feelings towards her. We did a great job in this and that. Yeah, I wish it was closer, but it's not.
Yep.
And after another housemate asked CAITLYN if Kris has any misgivings about her, CAITLYN replied, "I think that's an understatement." As for Kris, she opened up about her relationship with CAITLYN in an interview for WSJ Magazine last April and described it as very respectful. "She's the father of my 2 kids, and so that speaks volumes," Kris said.
I didn't read it.
However, Kris
Didn't read it, guys.
CAITLYN's transition came as a complete shock to her and the rest of the family. "I think one of the most interesting things that we all learned was that none of us had been through anything like that before in a million years," Kris said. "And we didn't know how to process that. And it was a process. It was a shock. And then it was a reality. And it was something that we had to absorb and try to wrap our heads around and learn about." As for the fans, it seems like most of them are taking Kris's side on this one. And they're saying CAITLYN is just desperate for attention, so she has to bring up Kris.
I'm so done with this video.